It's snook season, and Bill Jackson's has the essentials to get the snook on your hook. Let's hear from some of our fishing experts to learn more.
First thing in the morning, I use a topwater lure. This is a Skitter V Rapala. I also use a Skitter Walk. When I'm rigging a Skitter Walk or a Skitter V on a topwater, and I only use about 12 inches of leader line. Any longer leader line, it changes the action a little bit of that lure. So topwaters, I use first thing in the morning. Generally, I'll work them until about 9:30, and then I like to switch out to a soft plastic. Okay, for soft plastics, there's a variety of different baits that you can use. The one I'm holding here right now is called a castaic. Castaic is a great bait. You can use this when weighted. You can use it with a worm hook with weightless. I'll use about 3 feet of leader line because I'm working that lure underneath the water or out at subsurface or on surface line, and it works a little action a little bit different. I also use a 30-pound leader. Now once you get a hit or a strike, even if you might not hook up on that fish, you want to check that leader line, because if there's any abrasion on that leader line, you want to make sure and cut that line and retie to make sure you have a good, clear, clean line that's not going to be visible to the fish underneath. Another hard plastic we can use is a mirror lure, like a Miradine. The Miradine is a great bait. Mirror lure is a local business. It's been around here for many years. Miradine is a subsurface. They swim just below the surface. You can swim it straight, or you can just pause it and do a light twitch. Slow retrieve, slight twitch, and pause. I like using an 8 to 17 pound class rod. I like a 4,000 class reel. I like using Shimano, Daiwa. We even have pins. They start anywhere from $89, and you can spend upwards to $600 based on what type of reel you want and how serious you are about it.
First of all, you've got to have a way of gathering your bait. My favorite is bait net, easy way to go. I particularly enjoy catching a large quantity of scaled sardines, white minnows, sardines. Circle hook I use simply because when a fish hits it, all you're doing is lifting that rod tip. As that fish pulls down on that line, he sets this hook himself, and 9 out of 10 times that hook's going to be in the very corner of his mouth where it's easily removed and not harmful to the fish. There's several ways that you can go about baiting or hooking a whitebait. The best is they have a nostril on the very top of their face that's right in here, that hook can slide right through. And the reason you hook that bait there is because that bait can now swim freely, and no matter where he wants to go, he can do it, whether it's into current or he's diving. If he's being chased by a snook, he can do it, and that will keep that bait alive until that snook eats him. Another way you can do it is through the pectoral fin. If you want that bait to dive deeper, you hook him right back here, and now that bait's going to dive. And as you pull on him a little bit, he'll fight you back, and he'll literally go down deeper. So if
Hey, I'm Chris. Work at the fly shop here at Bill Jackson's. I'm going to show you why I like fly fishing for snook. Before you pick the flies, it's important to have the right leader. You want to have a nice tapered leader like Rio has here. That way it'll still turn over the flies, and it has a nice bite section for their super abrasive mouths to prevent you from getting broken off. So the common saying you hear in the fly fishing world, whether it be saltwater or freshwater, is match the hatch. What that means is you want your fly to match the size, profile, shape, movement of the bait the fish are eating. My favorite snook flies is the laser dub minnow because it's easy to tie. It pushes water out the front end with the laser dub head, and the marabou tail swims beautifully out the back, which almost always triggers a strike. Also, the snook destroyer, pushing water out the front end with a brush head, foxtail swims beautifully, and a craft fur minnow, again pushing water with a lot of movement, causing strikes. So come see us down at the Bill Jackson's Fly Shack. We have all the goods you need to go get on some snook.
Thanks, guys. Come see us at Bill Jackson's Shop for Adventure for all your fishing needs. Good luck and tight lines.